Also, we've been talking about Haitian Revolution, and it's been like the most successful slave revolt we've seen. Now, we'll see what happens after Toussaint Louverture has been arrested. Just to remember, Toussaint Louverture was the leader of the revolt. Toussaint Louverture, this guy over here, François Dominique Toussaint Louverture. Um and so he was the best commander ever. Like he was very good. First, because normally they used the other commanders. They used slash and burn uh, technique, which when you have a like there's an army going after you. So what you do, you get all the food you can, and then you burn the rest, so that who's coming after you doesn't have any food to eat. But he didn't do that. And when he came to power, he didn't avenge what happened to him to in the white people. He didn't do anything. Uh, wow. Okay. He fought against the British Royal Navy, Royal Navy, and at that time, it was like by far the best ever. I mean, it dominated the seas, and it lost a battle to this guy. Well, and he had his right man was Dessalines, which was an S, and he was Dessalines was his right hand man, but betrayed. Jean-Jacques Dessalines betrayed him, um, and fell to the opposite side with the Lamarck. But Lamarck, Jean-Maximilien Lamarck, he died, and he was very bad. Did he betrayed the trust of Toussaint Louverture, and then come other. It was way worse than him. It was Rochambeau, and please note, it was not the father; it was the son. The father was a hero. He served in the American Revolution. Rochambeau, Washington Ideal Lieutenant. It was actually this Rochambeau's son. No, Rochambeau's son. Yeah, this guy. Like he was the worst. He was like evil, and a few people in history you can call like decisively evil. He was one of them. He buried people alive, boiled them alive in molasses. Like in water, it's bad. In oil, worse. But like in molasses, way, way worse. He would uh, kill uh, lots of people and rip open the children from their mother's womb, and yeah, and many other things, bad things. And but he was fighting the Saline, and he came with like 40,000 troops against Dessalines and his troops, but came yellow fever. Yellow fever. And yellow fever, it hits, I think, only white people. And so, yeah. And then 24,000 died, 8,000 were like very weak, and they were in the hospital. So they only were 8,000, and they were like, they lost the battle. Obviously, they were massacred by Dessalines, and Lamarck Rochambeau died. Um, Napoleon, actually, Rochambeau asked to Napoleon for reinforcements, but Napoleon left him to his own hanging, and because he did bad, but he did very bad. But he had lots of wars going on in Europe and U.S. Napoleon wars. Here, like you had the British, the French, which was in like Spain. You had British and Great Britain. Like they were obviously going to take Louisiana, which is not just the state of Louisiana, but actually like one third of the U.S. And so what he had to do is to buy. Like either way, he thought he was going to lose it. At least he would win something. He asked 15 million, which were 60 million um, francs, which today would be about $10 billion. But actually, that's very little compared. Like with $10 billion, you have one third of U.S. Land. U.S.'s land is very good. All right. Uh, so yeah, that happened, and then in January 1803, no, January 1st, 1804, was declared the independence of Haiti. Actually, it was Saint Domingue, but then Dessalines put the name of Haiti because it was the land of the mountains. But then they had to keep paying because they it was um, they weren't recognized. And you might say like, I don't want no recognition, right? But that meant that they had to pay a debt to France, and it was a lot because the land was actually very little, but the land made a lot because it was sugar, and also they lost because of the slaves. So for their they were paying to be free. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But they fought all the way to the top, and they had their independence. But now it's very, very, very poor. But it stood for their companions, their poor fellows, when all the others didn't do anything. So they're a an ideal, even though they are very poor today.